Well, hello there and good day. Thank you so much for joining me at Ariel's Writing Corner, the place where we give writing advice. You may have noticed things look different. You probably noticed the 5-second tribute to poor Ariel. And today we're going to talk about how do you recover when you've hit a wall? Metaphorically, not literally, please. Don't hit walls. They hurt. I would know. So, as you understand, Ariel passed recently. It's been a while since I made a video on this channel, and this is sort of my way of honoring her. I'm renaming the place Ariel's Writing Corner. And we're going to talk about that for a little bit. So, when you hit a wall, you're stuck, right? You don't know what to do. You don't know what to make. You're just kind of like stunned. You're confused. So, let's look at some advice I have for that. Because I'm not promising, just off the top, I'm not promising that my advice is the best advice for this situation. I'm just promising, like, hey, it's some advice. Sometimes it can be relatively easy, like changing your mindset. For example, I wanted to do something to honor Ariel, right? So I figured I would sit and think, how can I honor Ariel? And the answer was, well, I had Untitled Writing Advice, which is just a generic title that was kind of a meme for a while, and then it just sort of became the name of the show. Well, now it's Ariel's Writing Corner. Because, yeah, I feel like it should be Ariel's Writing Corner. She would sit with me, where I now have notes and stuff in my headset, and she would be in the corner writing with me, and occasionally nagging me by clawing at me, but, you know, I got to rename this writing advice segment Ariel's Writing Corner. Okay, cool. What might be some of the things I was thinking when I did this? Well, I like to say look for upsides. So when you've hit a wall and you don't know what to do, maybe you've made a bad decision in your writing and now you're revising and you're like, oh no, I messed up. Like, hey, for example, for me, I was reading through my Pillars of the Kingdom novels. There's 3 novels. Did I mention what year any of them take place in? No. So the downside is that got very confusing because I knew I had put a number somewhere, and I did in like a thing I published on DeviantArt in 2005. So okay, I had to dig that up. But that provided me the upside of finding something new for it. Well, here you go. Look for upsides. Calling this a writing corner allows me to expand my scope of things. So now I can talk about the writing decisions that other people make, and it's still writing advice, and it's still writing adjacent. I could even talk about writing community scandals like AI and stuff here if I wanted. We all know how I feel about AI. So, you know, those are some things. Do I expect that you're always going to be able to find an upside? No. Sometimes you're just stuck, right? Sometimes there's only downsides and you're kind of just like, well, that's bad. But the truth of the matter is, I hope you're able to find some upsides when you're stuck. I think that's really the strongest key here, is to just be like, hey, you know, I know my situation is bad, but maybe there's some silver lining I can find in it, and that'll help me figure out what my errors are. A lot of times the wall is mental. That's the thing. When you've hit a wall, you've got a mental block. And it's okay. It happens. The first step is to not get mad at yourself, really, but find your upsides, find what you can do to make your situation better. And last but not least, don't be afraid to say, you know what, I'm not winning 100% here, but I'm going to win 70% here. That's the best I can do. In my case, well, the best I can do is naming something in honor of my cat. Because I love her. And I loved her. And she knew she was loved. So, that's about that. I want to thank you all so much for joining. If you enjoyed this video, if you want to subscribe to the channel, that would be the #1 way you can help this out. Leave a comment with your writing questions, and we will get to them. Alright? Thank you so much for joining me, and as always on this channel. Pieces.